have the power. We can move mountains and change the world.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Denver's online Sunday service for January 10th, 2021. We are a loving, prosperous community in the heart of Capitol Hill and now here online. And today we'd like to say thank you to everyone that has been watching our program, supporting our community, attending our workshops, and providing financial support so that we've been able to remain open through the 2020 year. Reverend Elzia, our guest speakers, our practitioners, music coordinators, service coordinators, we all want you to know how truly grateful we are that you're here with us on Sunday mornings and at our special events throughout the week. If you are interested in learning more about upcoming events and information, remember to sign up for our newsletter. Just head over to the website, www.csldenver.org, and sign up for the newsletter, or send us an email at info@csldenver.org and request to be put on the email list. Please know also our practitioners are here for you. We would love to pray with you. Our names and phone numbers are on the website at csldenver.org, or send us a prayer request and get the whole team praying for you. Just send an email to info@csldenver.org and our entire prayer practitioner community will get praying on your request. Hey, speaking of upcoming events, today is the day that Practitioner Emeritus Teresa Cardenas is facilitating her workshop called The Gift of Projection. It starts at 11 a.m. and runs until 1 p.m. It'll be in a private Zoom room and the cost is a love offering. We would love to see you join us for Teresa's class. If you haven't already received the Zoom link and are interested in the class, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and mention the Gifts of Projection class. We'll get you the Zoom invitation right away. Because of today's class, we will not be holding our virtual Zoom fellowship experience. We'll bring that back next week, though, so we'll look forward to seeing you then. Hey, that's all we've got this morning for announcements. Let's get back to the program and enjoy some more music with Freddie Rodriguez Jr.
In my heart there is love. In my heart there is life. In my dreams there is promise. Now it all can take flight. Inside me there is spirit. Inside me there is love. Inside me there is spirit and love. Ooh. Inside me there is spirit. Inside me there is love. Inside me there is spirit and love. Inside me there is spirit. Inside me there is love. Inside me there is spirit and love.
Thank you, Freddie. Inside me there is spirit. I invite you to join me into an invocation. So if it feels comfortable, close your eyes and sit back and take in a deep breath. And just breathe in all that is, knowing that all is well and all is good. And on this beautiful, snowy Colorado day, knowing that Spirit is here, living, moving, and breathing each and every one of us. And so as we move into this service with CSL Denver, knowing that it is truly blessed, that all who have chosen to watch this morning are walking the path of Spirit, and knowing that the words of Reverend Millie will exactly hit home the way to whomever needs to hear those. And each person who has chosen to be here today takes something away with them when the service is over. And for those who watch during the week, knowing that CSL Denver is here to support all who need it. And I bless all who are of service to the center. I bless Reverend Robert with his running of the show, with Freddie as our musician, with Reverend Millie as our guest speaker today, and Reverend Elzia, and all of our practitioners. Everybody is so truly blessed, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this teaching. I am so grateful for CSL Denver. I am so grateful for all who have chosen to be with us this morning. And from that place of deep, deep gratitude, I release this into that one mind, that one heart, knowing that all is well, and it is so, and so it is. And our reading today is about the by me stage of the 4 stages of spiritual awakening that we've been working on this month. So by me describes a state where people recognize that they are the creator of their experience. At some point, we begin to realize it doesn't have to be this way. We start to realize we have more control over our lives than previously believed. There comes a time when we must realize that as long as we are making others responsible for our circumstance, we are giving away our power and limiting our ability to make the necessary changes. When we are in this place, we begin to notice we are creating better circumstances for ourselves. But it's also a place of effort. This is the stage of the journey where we get to discover that we are far more capable than we realized. We are not victims of circumstance, but rather creators of it. This is probably where a lot of the confusion on these teachings comes in. Life was never meant to be all sunshine and unicorn farts. Without contrast, we never even know what joy is. It's important that in this stage we are talking about exerting our own independent will under that ever-thwarting illusion of separation. And that is an important piece of the puzzle. It's no small task to transition from living in victim consciousness to living in empowered creator consciousness. This requires taking responsibility for all the results we create so that we're no longer passively living at the mercy of people, circumstances, and conditions. Instead, we commit to curiosity and openness, working and living from a spirit of play, and aligning with our zones of genius. We must give up the need for control and learn to embrace the uncertainty of life. We can replace our death grip on life with faith. Just take a breath, relax, let it be okay. Set your intention, but don't get too caught up on how it looks, and know that everything is fine. And from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, that we must go the way of the law is a fundamental tenet of this science, because nature obeys us as we first obey it, and our obedience to it is our acceptance of it. How much can we believe? As much as we can believe will be done unto us. We are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. Call it what you will. The sum total of all our thought, will, purpose, and belief creates a tendency in this law that causes it to react to us according to the sum total of that belief. And so it is. And now let's get back to more music from Freddie Rodriguez Jr. I Can See the Light.
When we walk in the light, walk with God. With God we'll walk closely, won't lose sight of His love. You are the light, so shine before all, that all can see the good of it all. 'Cause in the light is truth, pure and beautiful. So open your eyes and open your soul. I can see the light shining down on me, brings me hope and love forever. I can see the lights shining down on me, brings me hope and love forever. Take the highest road with all you can be, and if it's cloudy you'll be able to see. Shine on like the sun, and all will be bright if we join as one. 'Cause in the light is true, pure and beautiful. So open your eyes and open your soul. I can see the light shining down on me, brings me home in love forever, ever, ever, ever. I can see the light shining down on me, brings me home in love forever.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Millie, and I am so grateful to be back at Denver CSL to give you this message and my take on By Me. So last week, we heard Reverend Elzia tell us about To Me, or that victimhood part of these phases that we are talking about. There are 4. And it was victim consciousness, that is To Me, and that is blame and no control and fear. So this week, we focus on By Me. And these phases were first penned by Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith back in 1984. And we have just used it throughout this time, along with so many other teachings that we use in order to, and tools that we can use in order to, to just live our life and to live it more abundantly. So in By Me, excuse me, we gain control, we give up blame, and we accept responsibility and learn spiritual tools through and as me. So now think of By Me like this. You have arrived. You've figured out what it takes in order to change your life. Instead of being the victim all the time, you have come up to a point where you take control of your life and you realize that you had the control all along. So if any of you remember seeing The Secret, and I know everyone on the planet knows about that movie, The Secret, this is basically talking about that By Me phase that so many people awakened to just by that movie. So it had a great purpose in the awakening and the elevating of consciousness on so many levels, where people decided to stop being victims and they can manifest. So in By Me, you become the manifester. And you learn that changing your thoughts changes your life. You learn tools, you do affirmations, affirmative prayer, and you realize that, hey, I can do this. I can change my life. I can get what I want and have it more abundantly. In The Secret, it seemed like they spoke basically from material possessions. But I would like to offer you this. It's not just material possessions in this part, in this second phase, this by me part. It is awakening to our possibilities and the opportunities that we have if we just tap into that all-knowingness of spirit. And it's making something happen. So in the Science of Mind text, the second chapter, The Way It Works, our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, puts it like this. The thing works for us by working through us and is us. It cannot work for us in any other way. It spreads itself over the whole universe and shouts at us from every angle, but it can become power to us only when we recognize it as power. So now we're in this second phase. We're in by me. We have arrived, and we know that we can gain some of the things that we want, and we can live a more fruitful life. But sometimes with this phase, what happens is, we arrive and then we feel like, hey, I've made it. I don't have anything else to do. There's nothing else I need to do. I'm here now. And I know that many of us have done this. We've gotten what we wanted. We prayed, we manifested, and then we just sat. And that is not what we are here to do in this phase. We're not here to become stagnant. Each phase that we will be covering during this 4-part series leads to something newer and greater. The thing about by me is that sometimes when we get here, we just sit and we don't do anything else. And then things begin to change without even being aware. Sometimes they can just revert back to the way they were. And suddenly you're a victim again and you wonder what happened. And that is because you stopped doing the work. So just be aware that by me is not the end. It might seem like it, but it really isn't the end of what it is we're supposed to do. We are meant to live this life more abundantly. And that is what we're here to do. I think of this in my own experience when I, as a new minister, I walked right out of graduation and passing boards into a position. And it was just very gratifying to be able to do that. But after several months, Spirit said, what you're doing right now is not what I want you to do. What you're doing, I want you to do more. I want you to do it more abundantly. I want you to be a greater expression of me through me. So initially I thought, well, gee, that position went away. What happened there? And I went back into victimhood until I realized that I was being a victim. I'm not a victim. So let's see what else I can make happen. And this allowed me to move into new phases, new opportunities, and recognize that I am the author of my life. And it's just up to me to live and to be and to do that in a kind and loving way. So as we cannot have everything, as we cannot be a victim, if we allow ourselves to just move beyond that, we enter into by me, and then we are just, wow, there's so much more that we can do, but we have to maintain those spiritual practices. Sometimes if something happens and there's a little glitch, you kind of feel like, you've stumbled and you've fallen off, kind of like falling off the wagon, so to speak. But that is just a push, a nudge from Spirit, or as I like to call it, that spiritual 2x4 that says, you are destined for more here than just sitting here in all the glory of getting what you thought you wanted just this time. And we do that. So the master teacher said this. He said, ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it will be opened unto you. To me, Jesus was speaking of this by me phase that we're in right now. You know, we often hear about, in scriptures especially, about I will open up the gates of heaven and pour you out a blessing you will not receive, will not be able to receive. And so what we're hearing right there is this. There's so much more at our fingertips than what we see right in front of us. It is up to us to open our eyes and our hearts and receive that gift of heaven. By me allows us to continue this practice. It means continuing our affirmative prayers, continuing to reach and to move, to educate ourselves. Because if you look at the way the world is going right now, sometimes people can fall off from what they know and what they've learned and from the love that they once carried as they get caught up in what's going on around us. In this phase, we have not just arrived, we still have to work at this, especially when we see the effects of some of the things that have been going on in the United States, especially this week. We have to really hunker down and just connect and to just embrace these teachings, embrace ourselves in such a way that we're not caught up in this outside turmoil, because this is not who we are. We have not arrived, and we have just been tested in this in so many different ways. And so I would invite us all to just say that, you know, while it feels good to be where I am, I have more work to do. Because as we work, we elevate each other, and we elevate the consciousness of the planet. We elevate the consciousness of the United States. We allow ourselves to move forward from our comfort, our little level of comfort where we are right now. I mean, it's great to be comfortable, but now we are called to do more. So this is also a part of this by me phase. We are called to do more. We are called to continue to do all that we can and to love in ways as only we can. And so I just want to say today that in this time, as we have moved from, as we become aware of moving from through these phases as we do, let's not fall back into victimhood right now. We're called more than ever before to hold on to knowing who we really are and to accept that we are spiritual beings right now having this human experience, and we are being called to just hold up the planet, to hold the high watch, as Emma Curtis Hopkins says. We're here to hold that high watch and to hold each other up and to not be caught up in the disharmony. We're here to hold peace and harmony right where we are. This is the phase where we do it. We don't forget that, you know, we're so comfortable. It's like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. That has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with me. For we are here to be the light, and we are lights of spirit. And with that, I would just like to go into prayer, do an affirmative treatment at this time. And if you're comfortable, I offer you this. I just ask you to close your eyes and pray with me. And let's listen to what Spirit has to say. And so right here, right now, I just know that God is all there is. God is everywhere present. There's absolutely no place where God is not. God is source, peace, love. God is divine right action. God is in the chill of the air today. And God is in the peace that is in my heart and that is in each and every heart. This absolute knowingness. And I know that I am one with this allness that is everywhere, that is all things. And I know this for each and every being right here and right now. We are here at this time to be one, to be of service, one for the other, to hold each other up in prayer, to hold up the United States in prayer, and to be that place of peace and love as we just accept who we are as we are. And we are spiritual beings right here, right now, having a human experience. And this experience for us dictates at this time that we pray and know that there is a peaceful transition in power, that we know that as we have arrived here at this point of knowing that we are absolutely manifestors, we are also manifestors of peace. We are manifestors of love. We are manifestors of joy. We are manifestors of harmony among mankind. We are manifesting each of us, knowing that we are manifesting that we are not separate. So we are manifesting a togetherness of the planet. We are manifesting a togetherness of man, of all people, recognizing that there is no separation in spirit. There is no separation for any of us. God loves us all equally. We are not any better than the other because of our religious belief, our political parties, or wherever it is that we are right now in our lives. There is no separation. We're all part of the one, the whole of this absolute love that created us. And so I know for each of us that we hold that and we don't allow ourselves to slip back into victimhood. Nothing is happening to us. Everything that we see right now is happening by us. We are manifesting everything that we see. And so I just know that there is so much more, and that we hold on to that more, and we just move through this time, and we do so in love and understanding and joy. And so I just say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, love. Thank you, life, for this time. Thank you for this prayer. Thank you for knowing that we are one and all, as one. And so now release this prayer, release it into the law, knowing that it has been heard, as Spirit has spoken these words through me, as that conduit that allows it to say what it wants to say. And so now I release this prayer and I let it be. And we can affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend
Alice,
Millie.
thank you.
Powerful talk, powerful prayer. We are the light, and we just have to keep reminding ourselves about that. And so now it is time for our offertory. We are so grateful and blessed for everyone's support of CSL Denver, whether it's in time, treasure, or talent, and especially during this time of change. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are a returning community participant, we want to thank you so much for your continuing financial support of the important work we are striving to provide. Right now, there are several ways you can make your financial contribution to Center for Spiritual Living Denver, and this information is running along the bottom of the screen. You can either text, go onto our website to www.csldenver.org, or you can write a check and mail it to us at our P.O. box. Excuse me. And if you haven't already done so and you shop at King Soopers and or Amazon Smile, you can link your account to Center for Spiritual Living Denver, and we will then receive a percentage of all proceeds from both of those. So email us if you would like more information on this option. That's info@csldenver.org. So I would like you to take your gifts in your hand and hold it and know that it is expanding as we speak this affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. And for our end of service announcements, As we all know, there is a lot going on in the world these days, particularly here in the United States. And I say that as an understatement. Here at CSL Denver, we want you to know that we are here for you, to celebrate or hold space for you, whatever it is that we can do to help. Please know that our practitioners are available for prayer work with you. We would love to pray. Our names and phone numbers are on our website at www.csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, please email it to info@csldenver.org. And as Reverend Robert mentioned in our first announcements, we will not be having our virtual fellowship today. Instead, we will be having a class right after service from 11 to 1 Mountain Time on Zoom. Our emeritus practitioner, Teresa Cardenas, will be facilitating a class called The Gift of Our Projections. The cost is a love offering. And I emailed a Zoom invitation to people who requested it, as well as our usual CSL Denver folks. So if you did not receive that Zoom invitation this morning, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and mention the Gift of Projection class, and we'll send you a Zoom invitation right away. And meanwhile, we affirm right here and right now that 2021 is blessed and perfect in all that it is. What is being revealed will be healed. We love you. We miss you. Please take care of yourselves. And please hold Freddie Rodriguez and his family in your thoughts and prayers. He lost his mother this week. So just hold him and his family in your prayers. So let's close out with more music from Freddie. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.
Love comes in. Open up, love comes in. Open up, love comes in. Open up, love comes in. Just to love and love. Open up, my soul is free. 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 Try and see. Try and see. Yeah. When open up, my dreams have wings. When open up, my dreams have wings. Open up, my dreams have wings. Open up, my dreams have wings. They have wings.